Okay, so for writing, you are going to make a list today. So you're not having a topic really to write about, you're just going to make a list. So the list needs to be things that grow. And if you notice, you have to have 5 of them. Now, when we have a list, we don't make full sentences in a list. If you think a good list to think about is when your mom and dad go to the grocery store. Mommies and daddies don't write, we need milk, we're going to need bread, we're going to need hot dogs. They don't write that. They just write bread, hot dogs, and milk. They wouldn't have to put a whole sentence. So you don't need a whole sentence for your list. You just need to put down whatever you're writing. You need to do 5 of those. Now, the next part of your task is to use those ideas from your list to write just one sentence. So you need to have something, you need to make your list and then look at your list and you can pick your favorite one, or you can write 5 sentences, or you can put more than one in your sentence. But you need to have at least one thing from your list in your sentence. So you're going to use something from your list to make a sentence. And if some of you are confused, just hang on and I will show you my example. So I have 3 examples of things that grow. Flowers grow. We see a lot of flowers growing and blooming right now outside with the spring weather. So flowers are something that grows. Something that you might not have thought of on the top of your head. Not everything has to be grown in the ground. Not everything has to be plants either. If you notice, your hair grows. I told a lot of you when I cut my hair that it's okay, my hair will grow back eventually. So your hair grows. A lot of our hair is probably growing really long right now because a lot of us aren't getting into the salons and barbershops for the people to cut our hair because they're closed right now. So a lot of our hair is getting long. And then you're always growing. You're probably, if you look back at baby pictures, you're not as tiny as you were as a baby anymore. And probably, I looked back at a lot of your pictures from the first day of school a couple of days ago, and a lot of you have grown since then. So you're something that grows. People grow. So here's my list. Flowers is my first example, so you see how I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I just wrote the word flowers. I didn't make a sentence. It doesn't have to be capitalized. It's just there. It's just a list. It's just something quick and easy to look at. They're kind of like little points. Now, I use my flowers. Flowers are very pretty. That was my sentence. So I followed all my rules. I have 5 things. I would have all 5 things but I don't want to give you all away too many ideas. But I followed my second task of having the word flowers with my list, and I used it in my sentence. Notice in my sentence how I have good spaces in between all of my words, and notice how they're not running off the page. If pretty would have been any longer, I would have had to move it down to the next one. You don't want to have words running off the page. You don't want to have words too close together where Mr. Riggs can't read them, and you don't want to have them too far apart to where you can't get all of your words and your thoughts down that you want to get down. I have my period. I didn't ask a question and I didn't show emotion, so I'm just going to put a period. I could put an exclamation point if I was super excited about it. And I have my capital F for flowers. So I followed all my rules. So remember, you need to have a list of 5 things that grow. It can be anything that grows, and use one of those in a sentence. You can use more than one if you'd like, but you have to at least have one thing from your list up here. Go ahead and pause the video and get your journal and get writing.